Never a calm, even in the eye of the storm. Venting is only the beginning. Easing into the culmination of chaos. Riveting. Giving your all, irrespective of your selective. Valiant isn't just for the moments. Elegance through the transitions. Unrelenting in every spectrum. Pontificate to the point of trend setting. 1,000 tears to vacate a nightmare. The prelude have you on your tippy toes in a skier, treading through moments most would not dare, clutching on the dormant while egging for a spear. Hello everyone, welcome back to Poetry Journal Podcast. I am your host, Alex Murdoch. And what you heard there is... Okay, let's start with this. Today's theme is never give up. The first few lines that I read from this, it's all from a bigger piece, but I basically just kind of decided, you know what I'm gonna do, just give enough, which is like a decent amount to really to put this theme that I'm going for. And the theme or the topic of today is never give up. And what I basically did to begin with is I created an acronym. I created an acronym for which basically would be never give up. So I guess I'll just go through the part that would be never give up. It's just a short one, which would be before I read the whole thing, and this part is never a calm, even in the eye of the storm. Venting is only the beginning. Easing into the culmination of chaos. Riveting. Giving your all, irrespective of your selective. Valiant isn't just for the moments. Elegance through the transition. Unrelenting in every spectrum. Pontificate to the point of trend setting. And I thought I'd spell this out because I really I think it just fits perhaps where we are in, what climate we are, especially in the West or in my surroundings maybe, or it could just be relative to the situation where things we go through seasons, not just winter and summer, etc. We also go through seasons where things are really good, and then we go through seasons where things are really bad, or they couldn't get any worse, and it continues and continues and continues. And so this is pretty much what I'm leading towards, almost trying to illustrate with this acronym of mine. And to kind of paint a broader picture, in a sense, speaking more on that. So let me paint a picture with the whole thing, and then hopefully you would maybe understand more from hearing it, and if not, then I will unpack it anyway. So from the top, never give up. Never a calm, even in the eye of the storm. Venting is only the beginning, easing into the culmination of chaos, riveting, giving your all, irrespective of your selective. Valiant isn't just for the moments, elegance, through the transitions, unrelenting in the spectrum of, in every spectrum, pontificate to the point of trend setting. 1,000 tears to vacate a nightmare. The preclude have you on your tippy toes in a scare, treading through moments most would not dare, clutching on the dormant while egging for a spare. If only for a moment to catch up on corners, somewhat like a square. One would swear the scariest moments are ones that they don't care. Though embracing over time, time reverts from sour then ages like wine, inclined to tell tales that sets pace through space and time, periods like mountains that climb, moments like fine wine. They're tender to the touch, the sweetest emotions, though I knew better, it was only made so through the patience, like waiting. Chronology of the design. They tell the lessons you have to wait to find. I smell it. I smell them like roses through baggage, like telltale signs. Appealing like rhyme. They climb, making them the sweetest finds, like gems on the precipice of temporal incline. Maneuvering like dimes, crueling with friction, like lessons they're destined to be mine. Sweetness of the earth, shattering kind. Yeah, I guess you can tell I actually enjoy reading this one, because I think it tells a tale that everybody can really relate to, and just kind of gather, hopefully can gather where I'm trying to come from with this. And I think if I was to sum this up, I think it's almost like I'm saying, there's always a situation or a season where like we all go through the hardest of times, and it's almost like you have to not be right for your situation. You have to make your situation, well, I guess it works both ways. Not only be right for your situation, but vice versa, make your situation be right for you. Okay, let me go to questions. I like to ask questions. Food for thought. Here's something. Have you ever pondered your darkest moments? Now, when I say that, not just dark moments, but your most darkest. What's your philosophy on chaos? What do I mean? I'm speaking on the aspects of endurance. For example, are you the type to run to your bed and lock your door while crying your eyes out, begging life to make it stop, hoping that when you wake up tomorrow, today will be a bad dream, or the present will be a bad dream? Or are you the type to live your nightmare, to endure your situation until you figure it out. To never stop until you find a way. Now, the question I would ask is, which is an obvious one, like which do you think, which person or which type of personality, say these were two type of personality, if these were personalities, which would you think would fit this world that we live in? Just a question. Which do you think fits any world like ours? I mean, I'm assuming that the obvious answer would be the second, the latter. But I think in this case, you know, not everybody have the same perspective on things, so I don't even want to assume. But for me personally, from my point of view, it has to be the latter. As I said, it just seems like sometimes, if not in your own life, you see so many examples of things where things just almost escalating. Escalating from, in terms of like turmoil, chaos. I think I've been going through or noticed certain situation of that in my personal life, and it kind of had me thinking, and so it kind of inspired me to speak about something like this. And you know, I thought I'd share it, share the idea, or throw the idea out there, you know, to give food for thought, you know, to hopefully people can grasp it and, you know, maybe run with it, and, you know, maybe ponder about your situation, think on it, and almost understand. What I'm thinking, what I'm hoping is that there's a level of understanding or almost insight into where you are and your situation, you know. The answer to what I'm speaking, or what am I trying to get at, I think at the end of the day, in any situation, you know, for example, like, you know, you go to the doctors and they ask you, you know, I'm in pain, I have a situation, but I don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. You know, of course, you can't prescribe medication until you know what your situation is. And I think in this case, like I said, when you're going through seasons or a season of chaos and turmoil, it's important to recognize and have almost an objective perspective on things, on your situation, because that's the only way to almost water down, or maybe even have a perspective that's bigger than your situation. I think that's the best way to put it. In essence, what I'm saying is, outdo your situation, not, and do not let your situation outdo you. As they say in the army, to learn, to adapt, to overcome. I believe that's the saying. If this was a jungle, you know, say you I mean, I just throw it out there, but you know, you stranded, you're in the jungle, and you were the snakes, the lions, etc. What do? You become, you adapt to your situation. Ideally, you want to be a dominant figure. You want to be king of the jungle, most people would like to think, or something of that nature, where I guess what I'm saying is the point of everything is survival and then thrive. You only got one life, so it's almost like never give up. Never give up. It shouldn't be the place to start, it shouldn't be the place to finish. You got to live your life. And you know, I think we've all heard, you know, like the everyday sayings. We can go on and on about them, but like stuff like tough times don't last, tough people do. And I think these terms are appropriate in a lot of situations that may come your way in the present and the future, and sometimes it might seem like it will never move on, but you know, you got to check your, sometimes when you, especially when you feel like that, that's when you need to check your perspective on things, to know that nothing lasts forever. You know, everything is destined to change. Everything is destined to end. Whether it's last until the end of your life, your expiring might be the ending of it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like there's a season for everything, and there's a start, beginning, and a middle. And I think there's power in that. I think there's power in that knowledge. I think there's power in the finality. I think there's power in the finality of life in itself. And you know, sometimes when it's important to refresh your perspective, because these things can give, can add solace, or like pour water on a fiery situation, as opposed to gasoline and methane to exacerbate a situation, making it worse. And you know, I think I say all this to say it all starts with your perspective. You know, the way you see things, the way your perception. So let it be a perspective that serves you well, like a glass that is half full, as opposed to one that is half empty. I think that's important. Well, that's me. That's really what I wanted to get out there today. some positive energy. But thanks everyone for listening, and until next time, take care.